Hello friends, today I am going to review my game with the chess engine Fritz 12. In this game Fritz was rated 1752 and this game was played under 1 hour time control, so each side had 1 hour and 10 seconds per increment per move. Fritz started with e4, I played e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop b5, and we are into the Spanish opening. Knight f6, white castles, bishop to e7 preparing for the castle, knight c3 defending the pawn, and black castles, d4 attacking the center, pawn takes pawn on d4, knight takes pawn, knights were exchanged, and here I played d6, king h1, c6 attacking the bishop, bishop to c4, and here I played queen c7. So I was planning to play knight to g5 at some point in time, and then after knight to g5 I can play this d5 move and threaten checkmate on this h2 square, and at the same time white bishop will be under attack. So that was the reason I played queen to c7, bishop f4 from Fritz preventing d5 advance, knight h5 kicking that annoying bishop from f4 square, bishop e3 and bishop e6. Okay, the reason to play bishop e6 was after the exchange of bishops on e6 square, black gets this open file for the rook. Queen d3 and rook f2 d8, lining up my rook with his queen so that once this file is opened, d file, the rook will be strong on in this file. a4 expanding on the queen side, a5 immediately stops that, and rook a2 e1 centralizing the rook. Knight to f6, knight was not doing anything on h5 square, bishop takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, b3, and here I played rook to f8. Okay, there were two reasons to play this move, rook to f8. Let's go back. Here I was planning to play this d5 move, but after e5, queen takes e5, bishop b6, I will be losing the exchange. So rook f8 move does two things. It brings black's rook on the open f file, and it also prepares for the d5 advance. f4 from Fritz, so d5 is still prevented because if black plays d5, white will play e5. Knight g4 attacking the bishop, bishop to g1, e5, and here if white takes that pawn on e5, then knight takes pawn, and the knight will be placed in the center, and there it will be very strong, gaining tempo on the queen. So here Fritz played h3, and after knight f6, queen f3, pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn, rook f7, with the idea to double the rooks on the f file, rook f3, rook a to f8, doubling the rooks, bishop d4, c5 attacking the bishop, bishop moved to e3, knight h5 attacking the queen, queen to g4, a pair of rooks were exchanged, knight to f6 back to safe square and attacking the queen, queen to f5, and here I was hoping to exchange the queens with Fritz and simplify the game and move into the end game. So I played queen to d7, and here came a killer move from Fritz. In this position Fritz played knight to d5. What a move. If black takes queen on f5, then white plays knight takes bishop check, forking black king and queen, and after king f7 knight takes queen and black will win a piece. Okay, so in this position after knight d5 I played queen to d8, queen e6 check from Fritz, and the bishop on e7 is attacked by queen and knight, and it is defended only once by the black queen, so rook f7 is the only move. Knight takes knight, bishop takes knight, rook d1, and here let's check a few variations. The pawn on d6 is under attack, and if black tries to save it with bishop e5 move, it will be a bad move because of queen takes e5, and that queen cannot be recaptured because black's queen on d8 is hanging, so bishop e5 is out of question. In the game bishop e7 was played, defending the pawn on d6, but here white can play bishop takes c5 because that pawn on d6 is pinned and it cannot recapture the bishop on c5. So the best continuation would have been bishop d4, and after bishop takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, rook takes pawn, and queen g5. This position is still better for white, but black can hope to attack on the back rank and hope to equalize the position. Okay, in the game bishop e7 was played and bishop f4 attacking the pawn, and here I played king f8, which is a mistake because after this move my position started getting worse. Better move in this position was bishop to f8, and after bishop takes d6, queen d7, this will be equal for equal position, and in this position white must exchange queens. Let's see if white avoids the queen exchange and plays some other move like queen g4, then this will be equal again. Bishop takes d6, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and e5, and if after queen d7 white goes to some other square like queen c4 for example, then it will be a blunder because queen takes h3, king g1, bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop, queen g3 check, king f1, queen takes f3 check, and white will be losing in this position. So in king f8 was played in the game, bishop takes d6, and here I was thinking about various lines, and let's have a look at one of them. Rook takes f3. This will be a mistake because after bishop takes bishop check, taking the bishop is forced. Queen takes bishop, queen c8 check, and my queen will fall on the next move. So bishop takes bishop, that was played in the game, and rook takes bishop, and here I was hoping to exchange queens and equalize the game, so I played queen to e8, and it is a huge mistake because here Fritz played queen d5, and the threat is now rook to d8, and I cannot do anything against that threat. My queen will fall. The queen has no square to go in this position. Here instead of queen e8, queen c7 would have been a good move, and after queen c7, e5, g6, making some room for the king, queen d5, rook f5, king h2. This position is still much better for white, but the game would have lasted for a few moves. Here after queen e8, queen d5, I realized that I cannot save this game now, and here I resigned. So that's all for this video, and thank you for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Until then, goodbye.